Growing up, I was a shy, fragile child, too skinny, often sick, and afraid to step out on my own. My mother later told stories about how people would comment on my appearance. But back then, I just knew I felt small in every way. At home, my father's bullying made me tender to the smallest tease, so when classmates or church kids made jokes, it cut deep. It felt like I could never escape it. Even though my mother and I weren't especially close, she was my safety net. When fear rose up and I often couldn't name what I was afraid of, I clung to her. Nights were the worst. My sleep was haunted by relentless nightmares, visions of hell, punishment, and isolation. Sometimes I cried myself to sleep, terrified not only for my soul, but for my father's. I had been taught that those who didn't believe in Jesus would go to hell. And since my father wasn't a believer, I lived with the unbearable thought that he'd be lost forever. Even the posters on the school walls reinforced that dread. But there was light, too. I had close friends who made space for laughter. We might have been considered nerds, but we loved being ourselves. One of my dearest friends lived just down the street. Like me, she eventually left the evangelical world, though heartbreakingly, her journey ended in suicide. Losing her left a hole in my heart I still carry. Another friend and I filled our days with horseback rides and errands for her mom, even buying cigarettes from the corner store, back when no one blinked at a kid doing that. Her mother, mostly housebound, had this joyful, mischievous energy, and sometimes she'd pile us into her enormous convertible for a drive. The top down, laughter tumbling out those rides were freedom, even if only for a little while.